Joining us now from the Detroit Institute of Arts is Amanda Harrison. Amanda is their Community Engagement Manager for Oakland County and joins us once again on the Michigan MegaCast. Amanda, thank you for being with us.
Hi, Tyler. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So it's been a while since we last talked. Can you talk about some of the efforts that the DIA has been making of late, particularly as the effects of the pandemic on institutes such as the DIA has sort of waned and more people are now able to get out to these physical places to enjoy art and other services provided by the DIA?
Tyler, we're so excited to be safely resuming back to our more normal operations. The museum is back to our regular operating hours. We're open late on Friday evenings again. We've lifted our mask requirements for visiting our galleries and have begun in-person programming again on a more scaled back basis to make sure that we stay safe. But are excited to see live concerts return. Our Detroit Film Theater has reopened, and our community outreach partnerships are continuing. In fact, we have one coming to West Bloomfield that I'm really excited about.
Yeah, I had heard about this a few months ago through the grapevine that this was going to be coming to West Bloomfield and other locations in Oakland County. It's part of the DIA's Inside Out program, and it'll be starting on May 9th. It's a really special program in Oakland County that will be providing a look in some great art pieces from history. Can you tell us about the Inside Out program and what special element of it is coming to West Bloomfield and other areas in Oakland County?
This has been a wonderful partnership. I've worked very closely with Jennifer Tucker of your Parks and Recreation Department, and our installations are going to begin May 9th, and then they'll finish up before Memorial Day weekend. So we have a list of 9 different communities in Oakland County, West Bloomfield being one of them. And what we do is we take reproductions of permanent pieces in the DIA's collection, and we install them in the community. So West Bloomfield is going to, I believe, get 6 different pieces of our artwork installed throughout your Civic Center and different areas, some parks and recreation areas.
We're joined by Amanda Harrison from the Detroit Institute of Arts. She's their Community Relations Manager for Oakland County, joining us on the MegaCast. And so again, you are the Community Engagement Manager for Oakland County with the DIA. The DIA is located in Detroit. That's in Wayne County. And not a lot of people realize that the service of the Detroit Institute of Arts is provided to those in Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties. Can you talk about that partnership between these counties to give this access to the arts all throughout the Tri-County area?
We're so lucky to have the partnership that we do between Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties. I'd like to just explain that the DIA is a 501c3. We own our artwork within the collection, our building, and the land that the building is on outright, and over 67,000 pieces of artwork within that collection. We're ranked among the top 5 museums in North America. And we're really proud of our funding model. It's different from a lot of others where we have a relationship between the 3 counties. We're funded through a 0.2 millage that was awarded to us more than 10 years ago. It was just renewed for another 10 years in March of 2019. And part of that agreement ensures that general admission to our museum is always free for residents. We offer school field trips that includes bus transportation for K through 12 community schools in Oakland County, Wayne, and Macomb as well. And we also do community outreach efforts and senior programming. So right now I host a program every Thursday at 1 o'clock called Thursdays at the Museum. It's gone virtual since the start of the pandemic. And I believe that we'll keep a virtual element of that even as we bring our seniors back to the museum. And then the community outreach component of it, which is Inside Out, that's bringing those reproductions of DIA artwork into the community. And we're able to do that because of this millage support that we have.
We're joined by Amanda Harrison. She is the Community Relations Manager for Oakland County with the Detroit Institute of Arts, otherwise known as the DIA, joining us on the MegaCast. More information on the DIA can be found on their website, dia.org. That's dia.org for more information on current exhibitions at the DIA and programs out in the community, both in Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb County, as well as admission information and information for field trips and more. dia.org. DIA.org. And so you mentioned virtual programming, particularly for the seniors. Virtual programming has been the entire basis of the programming for the bulk of the pandemic for the Detroit Institute of Arts and many other organizations as well, as people are emerging back into society more normally with the cases of COVID-19 in a down spiral now in terms of the numbers over the last several weeks and last couple of months. What is the future of the virtual programming element of the DIA? Because it's been something that's allowed the community, the communities that are served by the DIA and neighboring communities as well that are interested in the DIA's services to tap into those services during a crisis, but with the way technology impacts our lives now and some people's desire to engage in these programs beyond just the times that they are live, what is that future looking like for virtual programming through the Detroit Institute of Arts?
Tyler, that's such an excellent question, and I'm glad you asked that, because virtual at the DIA, we're really all about access. We want to give as much access as we can to our residents and supporters, and we believe that virtual is going to be an element of that. We are in the process actually of creating a brand new digital department to oversee our digital offerings, and it is something we expect to continue to serve as a complement to our in-person programming. So it's not meant to replace anything, but only to be an aid. Part of the reason for that is our commitment to our senior audience and people, and we're thinking about seniors who might be homebound or might not be physically capable of coming to the museum. We want to make sure that they have access to our collection and programming just as much as anyone else would.
We're joined by Amanda. Please.
Yes. We're just continuing to grow that program and are excited to see it evolve into the next steps.
We're joined by Amanda Harrison, the Community Engagement Manager for Oakland County with the Detroit Institute of Arts, joining us on the Michigan MegaCast. It's a great time of year to go visit the DIA, either in person at their site in Detroit or through one of their many different virtual programs and exhibitions. And one of the many exhibitions going on currently at the DIA or coming up at the DIA is their celebration and their recognition of Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, which is the month of May in 2022. Can you tell us about some of the exhibitions that will be taking place at the DIA in recognition of that month?
Yes, we have a lot of exciting programming going on around this Heritage Month. It is really become a staple within the DIA to recognize and celebrate different cultural and heritage months. So we have a different program live every Thursday at 1 p.m. celebrating different artists from the Asian American community and also looking through our Asian galleries and highlighting some of the Asian American artists who are featured within them. And then we have live in-person programming with different artists and groups as well. I believe we have a puppet program coming and a lot of other films being made available to us that we're really excited about. And our exhibitions are really a main driver of people down to the museum. So I'm glad that you brought them up, because as we're looking at Asian American Heritage Month, we also had an exhibition dedicated toward women for our Women's History Month, and it's actually still up and running. It's up through May 30th. It's called By Her Hand, Artemisia Gentileschi and Women Artists in Italy. It's looking at women artists from the 1500s to 1800s who lived in Italy, including Artemisia Gentileschi, who's a staple within our collection, and 16 other women who had to navigate a really difficult male-dominated world and overcame a lot of obstacles in order to succeed and become successful artists. A lot of them were breadwinners in their homes. Others worked in convents, and others just painted in the privacy of their own homes. And it's amazing to learn about their stories. And I want to encourage your listeners to come down to the museum to check it out while it's still up and running.
We're joined by Amanda Harrison, the Community Engagement Manager for Oakland County with the Detroit Institute of Arts on the Michigan MegaCast. Another exhibit that will be coming, that's ongoing through May 15th, is in partnership with the Consulate of Mexico. It is a recognition of El Dia de Muertos 2022. It's a celebration of that. Can you tell us about that exhibit that's in partnership with basically the Mexican Embassy?
This is such an important program to us. It reestablishes our commitment to celebrating the diversity within our city and our communities. And we're actually, this is a Ofrendas exhibition. So these are altars recognizing people or places or groups of people who were important to the individual creator. And anyone within the community can submit their designs and ideas for this Ofrendas exhibition. And that call for participation is open, as you mentioned, till May 15th. And you can submit your proposal at dia.org/ofrendascall2022.
We're joined by Amanda Harrison. She is the Community Engagement Manager for Oakland County with the Detroit Institute of Arts, joining us on the Michigan MegaCast. Amanda, just another couple minutes with you before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else at this time that we should be keeping in mind in terms of programs or special events coming up at the Detroit Institute of Arts?
I would love to add that you don't have to come down to the museum in order to celebrate and enjoy what we're offering. Because of this Inside Out program coming to West Bloomfield, we're going to have 6 different pieces from the DIA's collection on display from May through November throughout West Bloomfield. I was actually just at the West Bloomfield Optimist Club last month to talk about the partnership. And we're also formulating additional programming around this installation of artwork. Just to give you an example, West Bloomfield Public Library is going to host a lecture focused on the piece that's actually will be on display there. It's a Russ Marshall photograph. And the library organized a talk on that specific piece, as well as other photography pieces within the DIA's collection. And that's going to be July 7th. So please look to the library for more information on that and come out to see the installation.
Amanda, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Tyler. It's a pleasure.